Friends, what's up? Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. Iris is on the menu again. Iris is one of these notes with men's fragrances that has just had a roller coaster of a ride over the past number of years. When it first came out of men's fragrances, a lot of guys were like, I don't really mess with that Iris stuff. Too makeup-y, too lipsticky, too this, too that, too powdery, whatever. Not manly enough. Not gonna do it. Then as time has gone on, people have embraced the Iris, and then it became like the note du jour. Iris in everything. But then something else happened. All of a sudden, some of these lines where Iris was the main player, they don't got Iris no more. Enter what we're talking about today. Carolina Herrera's CH Men Passion. Or is it Pasion? In today's video, I will show you guys the presentation of this new CH Men flanker. I'll let you know how it smells and let you know whether or not you should check it out. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Guys, I'll have this one linked in the description below. I bought my bottle from Dillard's, which is, as of when I'm shooting this, I think the only place that has it in stock. And also, I do want to remind you guys that if you shop at twistedlily.com or maxaroma.com, use the code GENTS10 for 10% off your order. Or if you're the man and you want to support me by buying Blue Ridge, Terra Nova, or Jet Black Enigma from Michael Malul's website, you can use the code GENTS10 for 20% off. Of course, those are the 3 fragrances that I creatively directed. Or if you want to buy them in stores, they are in every Perfumania and every fragrance outlet store in the US. So you can check them out there. Presentation time. Here we got the box. I gotta say, I actually like it. I think it looks pretty clean, but at the same time has an attention-grabbing color scheme. So you got the name of the house, name of the fragrance, size and concentration on the front there, 100 ml eau de parfum. You got the Carolina Herrera logo up top, nothing on the sides. Little information on the back there. And on the bottom, your badge code, barcode, and QR code. The badge code is 22761 for my bottle. And here we have that bottle. And I gotta say, very, very, very much prefer this to this. Ugh. I mean, say what you will, but I really think that this kind of look for the Herrera bottles looks so much better than the velvet and the tacky embroidery and all this stuff. I'm not a fan of these. This harkens back to things like CH Insignia. Yes, the color scheme is louder here, but it's closer to this than the abominations that have come before it. Oh, love the look here. Love the faux leather wrap and everything like that. I think it looks very nice. Got the little CH on the front there. It looks more classy than the previous velvety bottles. Got the Carolina Herrera logo on top of the cap. On the bottom, you have the badge code etched into the glass. The cap does click into place. And as always, you and I are gonna share a couple sprays here so we can see how that atomizer do. It do. So like I said, Iris is in the note breakdown here. And when I saw the note breakdown for the first time, I thought to myself, whoa, we could have something here. This might be a CH Men that you actually want to pick up. And it has been a while since we've had a CH Men limited edition that has come out where you really want to make sure that you pick up your bottle before they go away. Because one thing that I will credit Carolina Herrera for, I guess if you want to call it crediting them for something, is that when they do limited edition bottles, they are typically actually limited edition. Not that this one says specifically that it is limited edition, but every time they've come out with a fragrance like this in the past, it has been, so I'm just going off that assumption. But what I mean to say is, with other brands, sometimes they'll come out with a limited edition fragrance, and you'll be like, oh, it's just for this year, I gotta get it. And then a year later, it's still for sale at retailers and their website. And a year after that, oh, it's still there. And then you start to think to yourself, was this really a limited edition, or were you just saying that? Fear of missing out. Herrera, though, they're actually limited. And a lot of times they're only available for a few months. It feels like they do one run of however many bottles they decide, and then once they sell those, they go, okay, good enough, cut it off. But as I was saying, it's been a while since they've come out with a fragrance where you really felt, I gotta get that. Gotta make sure I don't miss the boat. And then later on down the road, I want it, but now it's going for like $200, $250. So spoiler alert, yeah, this is way better than the fragrances that have come before it for the past like 4 years plus. That being said, I have only worn it for a couple days, so take it with a grain of salt. You know, it's first impressions essentially. But this is the type of fragrance that I really enjoy. It is iris forward. You can pick it up right away. And to me, it smells a little bit more like you took something Prodalome-ish, but you removed a lot of that fuzzy kind of powdery feel that the iris has in Prodalome, maybe some of that soapiness. Yeah, you take that, remove it, and give just a couple squeezes, a couple little drops of that Valentino Uomo style of iris, Valentino Uomo Intense. So you get kind of a mix. It's like not full on creamy and decadent, but it's not really powdery and ethereal and soapy clean. It's somewhere in the middle. You know, it's got a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And this one is also much fresher than you might expect off the top. When you look at the note breakdown, you might think to yourself, oh, this is gonna be something with real heft and punch. Then you spray it on and it's actually very fresh. And it is pretty clean off the top. Has a nice bit of sweetness. It smells very nice, very appealing. The neroli in here plays a prominent role, but it doesn't come across, as I said before, a soapy type of neroli, more creamy with the neroli note combining with the iris. And as it dries down, it starts to warm up a little bit, get some tonka coming out, some vanilla, woods, touch of resins, and you get like a faint little waft of incense that kind of works its way through as the fragrance dries down. So it starts out very fresh and sweet, and that iris, again, very prominent. And then as it dries, it turns into more of like an evening scent. It's like a scent that goes from day to night as you wear it. And one thing I do need to say here, because I'm sure it'll come up in the comments, Fragrantica users have voted this overwhelmingly as smelling like Dior Homme Cologne, at least as of when I'm shooting this video. It smells nothing like Dior Homme Cologne. So here's Dior Homme Cologne. We'll go ahead and spray it on, just in the name of science. So let's spray this one on over here. All right. No. Dior Homme Cologne, very citrus forward, very fresh, very sparkly, bit of sweetness, kind of an iced lemonade is how it's always described. Very uplifting. It's a great summertime scent, one of my favorites. I know some people will say Dior Homme Cologne has kind of an iris undertone to it, but that's not at all what the focus is of the fragrance. And I don't even think it's really an official note. It's just people over the years have tried to like go, well, it's in Dior Homme's line, so there's gotta be iris in there. They try to like convince themselves that they're really smelling it. But even if you wanted to say, oh yeah, there's an iris undertone to Dior Homme Cologne, nobody on this earth is gonna smell Dior Homme Cologne and say, that's an iris fragrance. It's just never gonna happen. You do say that with this. In the opening, very clearly there, the citrus is not even citrus, it's neroli. So I just bring this up because, again, as of right now on Fragrantica, it's overwhelmingly people saying that this smells like Dior Homme Cologne. And if you buy this expecting it to smell like that, you're gonna be disappointed. You're gonna be like, what? To be fair, you know, people can smell things and interpret them different ways. I've had people smell fragrances in the past and say, oh, it reminds me of this, and I'll be like, what? So, I mean, that's happened. But this one, I think, is more so just people kind of jumping on there and voting on it when they haven't actually smelled it. Which, pro tip, huge freaking problem with Fragrantica. Fragrantica is a bit of a mess of a website anymore. Like, if you're trying to go on there to get actual information, you gotta weed through some stuff to try to actually really get into any info. So yeah, this one, CH Pasion, as I said, really, really nice fragrance. I'm enjoying this a whole bunch. Now, to be fair with this one, it's not like reinventing the wheel. It's not doing iris in a way that nobody has ever experienced before or trying to push boundaries. It's not doing that. But what it is doing is putting out a very competently done designer iris fragrance made with wearability in mind. You know, it's trying to kind of ride this line between the heavier, denser iris fragrances and then the very powdery, soapy ones. It's trying to give you something in between those, so it's not going to one extreme or the other. And it works really well at doing that, I've got to say. Let's talk about seasonality, all that stuff. This one comes across more like a spring, fall time fragrance. As I said, it's got a nice freshness off the top and it doesn't go too heavy in the dry down. So I think that you could wear this one during the summer, just don't go crazy heavy with the trigger. And you could pull it off during the winter as well. So it's one of those fragrances that you could use pretty much whenever you want. But I would say most people are gonna say spring and fall if you were trying to like pinpoint the absolute best season. And I think you can pull this off during the day or the evening, either one. Again, as I said, as it dries down, it does transition nicely from the opening being very fresh and a bit sweet, and then into the dry down, getting a little bit more warmth and that touch of smoke and everything that comes out. So either one. Performance on this one seems to be pretty good. Not anything amazing, which to be fair, a lot of Herrera fragrances on the CH side of things are more in that like average to a little bit above average range. And that's kind of where this one seems to be falling for me. Nothing to complain about though, so I'm okay with it. So there we go, CH Pasion. This one I'm enjoying a lot, really digging that. But again, I'm a big Iris fan. If you hate Iris, you know, probably not gonna be for you. But if you do want one that is kind of, as I said before, not going too far to one way or the other, but still is using Iris as the focal point, especially in the opening and mid, check this out. It is, to my own taste, way better than CH Men Kings, Beasts, Hot, 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 and Under the Sea. And I can only hope that in the years to come, they follow along more like this, you know, giving us these nicer CH Men fragrances instead of just some kind of bubblegummy whatever. That'll do it for me. Thank you guys for hanging with me. Stay safe out there. I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you later.